Haven't we all heard that the world is filled with mysteries? However, there are some geographical facts that have been there for decades now, but still not many of us would know about them. The last 5 facts are so mind-blowing that they'll probably just make you jump off your seat in disbelief. So do subscribe to our channel and leave a like. Jumping off into number 30. Egypt is actually located on 2 continents. Shocked? Did you also think that Egypt was a part of Africa? Sure, Egypt is a part of the African continent, but geographically, it is considered to be a country that is located in 2 continents. However, the boundaries of Egypt narrowly touch base in Asia as well. The Suez Canal divides both continents, but a small peninsula in Egypt extends from Africa, part of the Suez Canal, into Asia. Number 29. Even though Greenland was discovered in the 1st century, it is still not an independent country. It is considered to be an autonomous constitution with the Kingdom of Denmark, and even though it is enjoying the powers of a self-governing country, it is still not independent. Number 28. Norway has the 2nd longest coastline in the world. While it is fair to assume that it would be a country like Russia or the United States of America, or a continent like Australia or Antarctica, right behind Canada stands Norway at number 2. Number 27. China has a population of 1.4 billion people. Did you think that that was a fact? Got you, didn't we? Well, the fact is that even though it has a population of 1.4 billion people, not a single Chinese state is in the top 5 most populated states in the world. Isn't that crazy? Number 26. Java is the most populated island in the world. Java, which is an island in Indonesia, is home to its capital, Jakarta, which stands at a massive population of 150 million. Regardless, it manages to attract a huge wave of tourists every single year, who are looking for a break from reality. Although, is it really that easy to catch a break amongst 150 million people? Well, are you enjoying the video so far? Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to our channel. We'll move on to number 25. English is not the most spoken language in the world. It certainly is the most popular language in the world, but the most commonly spoken language in the world is actually Mandarin, followed by Spanish, and then English. Number 24. South Africa has 3 capitals attached to its name, and no, Johannesburg is neither of the 3. Pretoria is the administrative capital, Cape Town is the legislative capital, and Bloemfontein is traditionally as the judicial capital of the country. Which countries can you name that have more than 1 capital? Number 23. North Korea and Finland are 6,600 kilometers or 4,500 miles away from each other, but there is only one country that stands in between them. Which one is it, you ask? It is in fact the largest country in the world, Russia. Number 22. Now this one may be known to those who did well in geography in school. The Atlantic Ocean may be the first one that comes to your mind when you hear the word ocean, but it's still not the largest body of water. That position goes to the Pacific Ocean. And just to give you a mid-video brain teaser, what is the deepest point in the Pacific Ocean called? Let us know in the comments below. Number 21. Which city do you think is the capital of Turkey? Istanbul, right? Wrong. The capital of Turkey is Ankara, though Istanbul is certainly the commercial capital of Turkey, attracting nearly 15 million tourists every single year. This next one is one of the most misunderstood facts of all time. Number 20. Holland and the Netherlands are not the same country. The Netherlands is a collective name given to the 12 provinces that it hosts, while Holland refers to just the 2 provinces of North and South Holland that are part of it. Kind of how like people confuse Asia and Russia. Yep, you would be surprised at how many people still confuse the 2. Number 19. Toronto is not the capital of Canada. It is actually Vancouver. Psych, it's actually Ottawa. We had you rush into the comments to correct us, didn't we? Number 18. The United Kingdom and Great Britain are 2 different things. To our audience from the UK, we've got your back. Great Britain is the official collective name of England, Scotland, and Wales, and the islands attached to them. It does not include Northern Ireland and therefore cannot be classified as part of the United Kingdom. Number 17. Speaking of islands, Great Britain is the 3rd most populated island in the world. Little old Great Britain is in fact the 3rd most populated island in the world at around 66 million inhabitants. Number 16. Texas has been mistaken to be the largest state in the United States. Well, let us burst your bubble by saying that it is actually Alaska. Texas is nearly 600,000 kilometers, while Alaska stands 2.5 times its size at 1.5 million kilometers. Number 15. Africa has been considered to be the driest continent in the world, but if you think of the obvious answer, it is actually indeed Antarctica. Experiencing absolutely no rainfall, it is far drier than the continent Africa, which experiences nearly 1,000 millimeters of rainfall in Kenya. Number 14. Greenland is not as big as it looks. The maps that we see show an inaccurate description of the country. In reality, it's a highly distorted country that has been culminated into one unit. Number 13. Iran, while it is one of the hottest countries in the world, is not actually hot throughout the year. In the months of January and February, it experiences temperatures as low as 4 degrees Celsius. In fact, the harshest winter ever recorded in Iran was negative 28 degrees Celsius. Number 28. This one is for the dummies. Iceland isn't actually made of ice. Icelandic landscapes are created by nature and vary from deep fjords to vast volcanic deserts, as well as things like black sand beaches, snow-capped mountains, and staggering waterfalls. Even if there is ice in Iceland, it certainly melts after a point because of the plethora of conditions there. Number 11. While Sydney is one of the most iconic cities in Australia, it is not the capital. Its capital is Canberra, which may not be as happening as Sydney, but it is a must-visit place for those who enjoy spending time in nature or learning about local history and art. The next one is nothing short of a shocker, and we use the word short because it's about the world's tallest mountain, or should we say the second tallest? That's right, number 10 is Mount Everest isn't technically the tallest mountain in the world. Ecuador's Mount Chimborazo stands further out due to it being closer to the equator. Mount Everest is the tallest by height if we're to measure it as per sea level. Number 9. Let's confuse you now. There's going to be a lot of lakes and islands here because the Philippines has an island within a lake on an island within a lake, which you already know it is on an island. Number 8. Rio is not the capital of Brazil. While it is the federal capital of South America from 1822 to 1960, today the capital of Brazil is actually Brasilia, which is the central plateau of the country. Number 7. The most popular language in South America are Spanish and Portuguese, but Suriname's official language by surprise is Dutch. Number 6. California has 1 million people more than the entire nation of Canada. And now to move on to the top 5 most shocking geographical facts. Let us kickstart with number 5. Florida is not the closest state to Africa. Now this one blew away my mind. It makes sense since Florida is the southeastern state and cuts into the Atlantic, but it's not the case. A small peninsula off the coast of Maine, known as Quoddy Head, is a mere 3,150 miles from Morocco. The closest point in Florida to Africa is 1,000 miles further. How about that? Number 4. Afghanistan is geographically more a part of South Asia than the Middle East, and is located closer to the city of Mumbai in India than it is to countries like Iraq or Yemen. Number 3. If you take out the US territories and have it stand alone as a country, it is actually not that big. In fact, it becomes so small without its territories that even Brazil would be larger than it. So the 4th largest country should thank its territories in helping it get there. Number 2. The Pyramids of Giza are not located in some remote desert where you would have to take a long safari or trek thousands of kilometers. In fact, it is at a very easily accessible trip from Cairo, almost in the center of Egypt. Before we move on to the most shocking fact on our list, let us know what you think was the most interesting fact so far, and hey, feel free to drop some interesting facts of your own down in the comments. Number 1 is Australia is wider than the moon. I mean, wow, the moon has a width of nearly 3,400 kilometers, while Australia barely covers this distance, standing at a width of nearly 4,000 kilometers. Well, dirty facts down, hundreds of more remain unknown to us. While the world remains a ball of mystery, we tried to get together 30 facts that we find highly shocking. But do you know that there exists a country that's down to its last member? Find out here in this next video.